While it all record, off record, I still want the act, not the ghost.
Well, hello and welcome back to the DCUK Podcast. 2025 was a bit of a meh year, both on and off the pitch. But we're back. Hopefully this year is going to be a bit more exciting. And there is one great thing that's going to be much better this year. I've got some brand new co-hosts. Unfortunately, one of them isn't joining us this evening for this episode, but your first new co-host is, if I had a drum roll, I would do a drum roll right now, but here we go. He's going to be appearing on screen in 3, 2, 1. If I press the button right, it would work. There he is!
Hey, let's go.
Ryan. This is Ryan. He is there. I've got to get it right because I'm mirrored, which I'm a little bit disappointed by, but hey ho. That's if you're watching this. If you're listening to this, you could probably go, what the hell are you talking about, James? Anyway, Ryan, hello and welcome to the DCUK Podcast. It's great to have you here. For the folks out there, would you like to give a little intro to yourself?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the great intro there, James. So, like James said, my name is Ruan. I've been a DC United fan since about 2008 and so on. I had season tickets back at RFK about 2008 to maybe like 2015.
Yep.
Took a little break, and then over the past, I'd say 3 years, got really back into DC United. So, fallen in love again with DC United, and hopefully, there's some championships ahead.
Well, yeah, fingers crossed we'll actually make a playoff.
Let's start there first, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a better start.
I think since I started doing the podcast, this is the 8th year now, so it's been gone a little while. So the first year was 2019. That first year was the last time we were in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. The Rooney days.
And that was a great playoff game. Just the one at Audi Field. But I just remember staying up watching that one. Columbus Crew one, if you remember. Unfortunately, Nick DeLeon and Rooney missed the penalties. But staying up in my living room, watching that, hearing the crowd, that, for me, is the best atmosphere I've ever seen at Audi Field. And that's coming from my side of the pond.
That's saying something.
It is saying so. It's when I watch back, and sometimes I'll go back and watch the old games and things, but when you go back to that and you can just hear the atmosphere, and it just makes the hair on your arms and on the back of your neck just stand
you just remember where you were at that time too, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, dang, I love those games, right?
Yeah. And it's
core memory that just,
and I think back to the mad Rooney goals and the Rooney and that assist. And I'm always there. I'm just like in my living room downstairs. My wife is upstairs asleep, and I'm just like, can't shout, I can't scream, can't do anything. But now we moved house end of 2022, and the following year I built and renovated the garage into my own office man cave where I do this lovely podcast from, and now I can scream and shout and do whatever I well please.
Gotta love it.
It's nice. So a few things we're going to go through on today's show, but I'm not going to ruin the surprise of the other host when he or she joins. I will allow them to introduce themselves when they are arriving on this particular lovely show. We're going to have a new little game to celebrate the new season. Obviously, you joining in. We're going to go through some little bits of news. It's going to be primarily transfers, guys. Talking about who's come in, who's gone out. That potentially, if we've got any rumors, but they're kind of all settled down now, since preseason is kind of underway in terms of the training. And then at the end of the show, we'll go through some of your questions that you've actually managed to send in my little 24-hour timeline that I gave everyone. So shall we kick things off with the game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So it is a top 10 and I've got to go back to the correct screen. There we go. Now this is going to test your overall Major League Soccer knowledge. Hopefully a bit, might get there, but it's going to be the top 10 teams overall in Major League Soccer history by total points.
By point? Okay.
By total points. Now, considering obviously recent history, I'm surprised by some of the teams where they are. But who do you think is going to be at the top?
Galaxy.
Yeah, spot on.
They got to be one, right? Like, I'm thinking of like inaugural teams, but I think like that's kind of where my thought process went first. I want to say DC United just because 1996, but we've been terrible.
yeah. I mean, this decade
it's either
has
really
just been
high
awful.
or really low. Yeah. So I don't think DC's top 10, but I don't know.
So you got Galaxy right at number 1. Who are you gonna say is gonna be number 2?
I don't even know. I'm gonna guess.
Well, actually, let's just whoever is in the top 10. Let's not get the positions right.
Okay, is DC United in the top 10?
DC United is in the top 10.
Are they towards the back end of it?
They are in 6th place.
Okay.
Yeah, so not too bad considering obviously recent history.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Okay,
else is?
let me guess. San Jose.
San Jose, 10th.
Okay, good.
You got them in there. You got them in.
I'm gonna guess. I'm just guessing inaugural teams that I can think of.
Yep.
Let me guess. New England.
New England, yes, they are. They are in 7th.
Let me guess. Oh my gosh.
It's a tricky one, but you're going down the kind of the right line with either inaugural or the early teams, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna guess Colorado Rapids.
Colorado Rapids are in 9th.
Okay.
So you got.
Then I'm gonna guess. I'm scared that I'm guessing these backer teams, and like I don't know why I just can't get the front ones. FC Dallas.
FC Dallas are definitely in. They're in 5th place.
Mm-hmm. Is Red Bulls on inaugural team, right?
Technically speaking, yes, because it's the table that I've got is combining the New Jersey Metro Stars in there as well.
Okay, so let's count them.
Yep. Yeah, they're in 3rd.
Okay. So I'm missing 2, 4,
2. So 2, 4, and 8th. Now, 8th place is not a 96 team, but they are definitely an early team.
Is it a Canadian team?
It is not a Canadian team. In fact, that I know
there should be any on that list, right?
There are no Canadian teams in.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. But 11th is quite a surprise, to be fair, considering when they entered the league. 11th place is Seattle Sounders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you compare Seattle Sounders, who've got overall 993 points, and San Jose, who've got 1,155. There's over 300 games difference between the two teams.
And how big of an age gap? Like 14 years, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's just
10
mad.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So, yeah, it's he's still looking for, what was it, 2nd?
I can't think of any right now. You may have to just give them to me.
Yeah. Okay. So 2nd place is Columbus Crew.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Who else was it? The 8th place was Chicago Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4th place, they were under a different name. They used to go by the Kansas City Wizards.
Okay.
Spot in Kansas City. So, yeah, that is the top 10 of overall Major League Soccer, which is quite a neat way of looking at it. And
Yeah,
yeah,
especially
then
with points,
yeah,
right?
it's
Like
a
it's completely different. Makes you kind
it,
of think a little bit.
yeah, and it kind of when you've got like Seattle who are in 11th, who are definitely not one of the older teams in the league. It just it kind of shows you how good they've been over the years.
Hmm.
Um, I think mine. It's a shame they don't do it by points per match. That would have been a great way of seeing actually how what quality of teams have been
Hmm.
like over the years. Because yeah, we would not be doing very well. Our goal difference as well overall minus 55,
Wow.
and but it's not the worst in the top 10. The worst is that goes to Colorado with minus 203.
Wow. Holy,
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
there's a big difference, and that is actually let me just order it by because I can order by goal difference, and we get rid of the advert that pops up on screen. The worst team by goal difference is Colorado. Then it's Toronto, and then somehow Chivas.
Oh, the holy throwback.
That is a throwback. They only played
Yeah.
three. They played 328 games in the league.
Yeah, I remember they used to share the stadium with the Galaxy at the time.
What a team! What a team! Tampa Bay Mutiny are in there. They were 28th overall in the league. Miami Fusion. Now that is a throwback.
Hmm.
Well, they were there in the league for 6 years, and they're 31st overall. So, yeah, there you go. Considering there's only been 33 teams, it's surprising it won't be that long before Miami Fusion do end up at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, there we go. What do you think of that? You like it?
That was fun. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. So, a traditional game on the podcast is Guess DC Who, where I will give the career path of a particular player and you guess who that player is.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's kind of taken from another MLS podcast that I have loved over the years. They've kind of unfortunately tailed off a bit, but the MLS UK show, they used to do it where it was a career path of someone who's played in the UK and in MLS.
Oh, that's cool.
There was some players who I hadn't realised had played in both the UK and in MLS, but he's like, I think there's one, Kenny Miller, I think was one of them. I'm trying to think of the player now. I can picture him in my head. He used to play for Norwich and he used to play for Houston Dynamo. I can't remember who it was. That's really going to annoy me. I'm going to have to quickly Google that because that will just.
It could be Stuart Holden. I don't know if he played overseas. I don't know if he played.
I know Stuart Holden played for Bolton Wanderers.
Oh, okay.
Over here. Yeah. No, it's not Kai Kamara because he played for the Borough. Oh, but he did play for Norwich as well.
Kai Kamara's been everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's everywhere apart from
MLS
DC.
Merchant. Yeah, right? I think he's a free agent right now, too.
I wouldn't say no to him. He would be a great bit of experience for the club.
Yeah, he's 41. He doesn't have a club right now.
Wow. Norwich have signed Ali Ahmed from Vancouver Whitecaps. Well, they've literally just done that, 11 days ago. There you go. Going to the way. And then, again, Norwich again. Just to throw, not DC news, but Josh Sargent, easy to say, is looking to go to Toronto.
Yeah, I saw that got declined.
They're still working. Sargent is not training with the first team right now.
Yeah, he's the U21s, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's one way of trying to force you move through.
Yeah, right. And especially for the World Cup too. I think it's interesting. I saw rumors that he's having a third kid, and
he's had his third kids now.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always liked him. I think he's a good player. Obviously blighted by injuries, but when he's fit, he's good in the air. I wouldn't mind having him in the black and red, but that's never going to happen, is it? Right. So one little rumor I wanted to bring up because I know my mates over here, they would be a little bit annoyed if I didn't bring this one up. But Brooks Lennon, rumored by Goff, that he's currently on trial with DC United. Potential cover on the right hand side. And what surprised me is I saw Aaron Herrera back in preseason. That was after the way he finished last year and the way he kind of stormed out. I thought that was the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, there was rumors that he was gonna leave during the Gold Cup and stuff too,
Yeah.
during that summer transfer window because he was just killing it, right?
Yeah.
He kind of progressed this year within DC, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised too. I'm glad he stayed. I really like him.
Yeah. He's a quality player. Last season wasn't his best. Definitely was a bit of a cold year, but I think he had quite a bit of a bad ankle injury or something that he was suffering through from time to time with it. But he had a great 2024. Led on loads of goals for Benteke, who seemed to be scoring for fun that year. Didn't last year, but hey, who did? Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Brooks Lennon. Well, would you be happy with him?
Yeah, I think we need the depth. I don't know why my camera just shut off.
Yeah.
I think we yeah. Yeah, I think we need the depth though.
Yeah.
Especially from like a right left back kind of position. Especially with Sneg leaving too. So
Yeah.
I hope we sign him and I hope he exceeds in this role.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about Schnegg in just a moment. Um, but in actual uh, real transfers, if that's an actual phrase, real transfers. So yes, in terms of actual, real transfers, let's go with that term. Not retained and moved on. And we actually spoke about this before we hit the record button, but Luis Barraza has gone. He had a major injury. Was it his MCL? I think it was. That he had surgery on or something at the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember him not really getting many minutes at the end of the season. Jordan Farr kind of took over.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at that one at all.
No, he did all right considering what he had in front of him.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's not. He's not a number one goalkeeper. That's for sure. And also Lucas McDonald, which I was a little bit surprised that we let go. I thought we actually retained him, but yeah, Lucas McNaughton, unfortunately gone. I say it unfortunately. None of the defenders really did themselves justice.
Yeah, I didn't think he was very good. I'm not
No.
excited, or I'm not happy that he left.
Yeah.
Kind of mellow.
No.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's
yeah. Oh well. Never mind. Other players that have left the club. Christian Benteke, who is now in Qatar, off the top of my head.
yeah, that or Dubai. I think it's
Somewhere around there.
yeah.
He's getting money. He's getting a good
Yeah,
payday.
100%. Yeah, big payday.
Yeah. So, which I'm not going to begrudge him on that one. And I'm not disappointed that we declined that option, really. We saw last year he had picked up a few more injuries. He's getting older. He's getting slower, not as quick on the ball. Yeah. If we'd have had him on another DP contract, I think that would have been a little bit frustrating to say the least. So, yeah, I'm not disappointed. Your take on that one?
I completely agree. I mean, I think Benteke didn't have this past season. He didn't have like people to really feed him the ball. And he just didn't seem interested. Honestly, watching him play, he just didn't seem to care.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted to be in DC. So, good riddance.
Yeah. Then Derek Dodson has left. That's meh. Whatever. Christian Fletcher has now joined FC Cincinnati. I know that's going to rub people up a bit the wrong way. There's a lot of potential there. And it feels like we've just let go of yet another young prospect that we could have got way more money out of.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was what, a potential $250,000 scam.
Yeah, but 50K guaranteed.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah, let's go, guys.
I mean, I'd expect to pick up 50K for like Derek Dodson,
Mm-hmm.
but a young player with a fairly high ceiling. Yes, he's had injuries, but he's a young guy. He's going to get over those pretty easily. So, yeah, that was a bad deal for me.
Yeah, completely agree.
Randall Leal, yeah,
we
didn't really see much of him last year, and the same goes for Readers here as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, none of those who we declined, apart from Fletcher, I think too disappointing, really.
Mm-hmm.
So far, what the club have done in terms of that side of things has been pretty decent. Now we're going to talk about the waived players. Dominic Bargy, yeah, not bothered by that one.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad we waived him. I didn't think he had good production. I mean, he was like a sub, but other than that,
Yeah, 2 goals I think he scored.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. For a forward, that he had. Was he better or worse than Quincy Amarikwa?
I don't know.
I do have a little soft spot for Quincy because he was the first player to appear on this show.
So
I've got a little soft spot for him. However, and he gave one of the greatest quotes that I've ever had on the podcast as well. And it was all about Zlatan as well, which was hilarious. I'll have to dig that out. I can't remember the quote exactly, but it was brilliant. But one of the things he told me on the show was that he never watched people play football. He never watched the game. He just played it. I'm like,
say that again?
What? It's like, because I asked him, like, who? Obviously, you're a footballer. You grow professional football. You must have watched the game, and who are your role models growing up? Yeah, I never really watched it. What? It's such a bizarre thing. But yeah, anyway, Bargy. Yeah. Really not all that disappointed by that one. And then Schnegg, which we were saying both of us were a little bit disappointed by that one as well.
Yeah.
I think last year he was probably our best player.
I'd say that.
Yeah. It felt like he was always giving 100%. And I think you made him
consistent.
Consistent, and was able to put a good ball in. Occasionally it drifted off and it went into the stands, but yeah, I don't remember him really having that many bad games, considering the team he was in as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and now he's been, as you noted, claimed by Charlotte,
which is even worse.
Yep. So he's going to score on us.
100%. Yeah.
He's going to get a free kick, and he's just going to whip it into the top corner, isn't he? That's literally it. And hopefully he just goes over to see where the ownership group are and just does like a little celebration, because that just deserves it. And then we got one other player to talk about going out, which I think everyone can say hooray. Barraza. Quite possibly one of the worst players we've signed in recent history. For the value for money, awful.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. And then we let him go for 0. We let him go on a free because of a clause in his contract.
As bad as it is though that he left for free, I'm just happy he left.
Yeah.
Honestly, like he was that bad.
It was, I've been every time I've done one of my watch alongs and I've watched the game and I'm just like, just get him off the pitch because the only things that stick in my mind about him is he doesn't move very far. When he's got the ball, he takes his time on the ball, loses the ball, or he passes backwards. That's all I can remember of his time at the club. And that's not a good memory to have about a player.
Yeah, I mean the stats speak for themselves. 40 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. That's it.
It is terrible. 40 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist in 2,175 minutes. Yeah.
To give him some slack, he was a substitute a lot of the time, but I
Still.
mean, there's just no production out of him. Like it felt like he was just like walking in circles doing nothing.
Yeah.
We were just down a man when he was on the field.
Yeah. But then you could potentially, and I don't know whether this is just him as a quality as of his level or the managerial aspect of it with Troy not giving him a clear role. That could potentially be one side of things, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we just missed the mark on that signing.
Yeah. Incomings. Some good things. We've got 2 new DPs. Ty Barraza from Philly Union. On paper, I think it's a good signing.
I do too. I think, like on paper, right? I think we're just saying we're buying goals, right? I think
Yeah.
he had 19 last season. He's a great striker. He's more of like not just a pure target center forward, kind of like Christian Benteke, right? Where a ball gets served in, he heads the ball, right?
Yeah.
Like Barraza will actually move, try to get involved, right?
Yeah.
He sits back a little bit more. So I think it fits our play style a little bit better. And I just think it's a great signing.
Yeah. I think we got locked into one particular way of playing with Benteke whenever he was on the pitch. It was literally
100%.
just long ball, boom, boom. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've needed someone who's going to be, a bit of a target man, but can do more than just that. So we can then either go, we might do a bit of wing play, we might play through the middle, we might play it long.
Yeah, we have more options to play.
Exactly. And that breeds an unpredictability, and that will hopefully breed better results. So, and then another forward in a DP signing. Well, how long has it been since we've had 2 DP forwards? Luis Munteanu signed from Cluj, because they're in a bit of trouble with their finances. So that is an interesting one. I think he's the Romanian captain, if I remember rightly, as well. So he's got a bit of a pedigree behind him. He's known did a post on the DCUK website about him. For those who know me, one of the big reasons why I support this team is because of the game Football Manager. And on FM20, he was a fairly cheap wonder kid. You could pick him up for like £1 million. And he had great pace, turned out to be a lethal finisher. Yeah, a solid player. Hasn't quite kicked on to that kind of level yet, but he's young. I think he's 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
So I've definitely got the best years ahead of him. As if he stays for a number of years, he could be an incredibly good signing. So I'm cautiously optimistic on this one.
I mean, he better be a good signing. He broke the club transfer
club record,
fee,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So like he has to
Forgot
pay
about
out.
that bit.
Yeah. So $7 million. The club transfer fee record. So I hope he works out, right? He needs to work out, right? It's not a hope. It's gonna be interesting to see, the role that he plays with the 2. I think we're gonna play 2 strikers up top, right? Especially with
Fingers
fingers
crossed.
But yeah, I'm curious to see how he's gonna adjust to kind of the MLS like lifestyle, MLS like travel schedule, and the whole 9 yards. So, but best of luck to him.
Definitely. I just hope we got 4-4-2. proper
Fingers crossed.
proper English style 4-4. I'm not going to swear. It's your first time on the show, so I won't swear. But 4-4 effing 2.
Yep.
And then we've added some quality experience in Sean Johnson. I've always enjoyed seeing him play, and I've always disappointed when we're up against him because he always does really well. I'm actually glad he's going to be our number one goalkeeper now, probably for a year or two. It'd be interesting to see if what we do with Kim Jun Hong, whether he stays as a backup. But there's also been rumors of him going out on loan.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I'm happy with Sean Johnson. Good experience.
Yeah, right. Just great veteran goalie, good presence in the back, and hopefully he can, guide some of these younger draft picks.
Yeah, and if there's going to be one player that you can lean on to have that bit more experience, but still play at a really high level, it's a goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
They can just go on and for years and years and years. I mean, you look at Hugo Lloris as well; he's still going as LAFC's number one goalkeeper. So yeah. Then we've got our, as what you've named it, as supporting signings, which
Yep.
I like that. I like that terminology. Sean Nealis, centre back from New York Red Bulls. It's a controversial signing from considering where he's come from, but all in all, pretty solid. I don't think we spent a lot of money on him either.
No, I think we only paid $350K GAM, split over 2 years, so not bad.
Yep, very very solid. Then we got Kaisuke Kurikawa from Gamba Osaka, who I know from Football Manager because I actually managed Gamba Osaka on FM24 when I did my little start off in Japan and moved my way around and made it away across to England, the Arsene Wenger route. I think he could be actually a nice little under the radar signing. I think we spent a huge amount of money on him. And then one that completely missed off my radar, Gabriel Segal.
Yeah, we got him through the MLS reentry draft, I believe.
All right, okay.
So I think he's just going to be a sub that we'll see him, but some MLS experience. I mean,
Yeah.
he's really young, so.
Okay. So he's going to replace Bargy then. Because I think, didn't we get Bargy from the re-entry draft as well?
No, we got Baji from FC Cincinnati.
Ah, okay. Yeah. They ripped us off. Even if we didn't send any GAM or whatever, they still ripped us off.
Yeah, get them free.
Yeah. Then, so supporting signings, a few of those. Can't argue too much with that. Then we move into the Super Draft picks, which we picked up 5 players from. Nikola Markovic, which I think will actually see some time this year in the league. And then Richie Aman as well. I think we'll probably see some time. I think Markovic will probably start quite a few games.
I think so too. I think it's going to be him and Morales in the back.
Yeah. What about Bartlett?
Oh, I'm not a big fan of Bartlett, to be honest.
No. I've not. He's good in the air. Full stop. That's it.
Yeah.
He's slow, and I think he gave away quite a few penalties. And he's got the turning circle of a moon. I think it's probably the best way I could put it. I'm not a big fan of Rolls either.
I think we'll get into that a little later of some different signings that we still need. So
yeah, absolutely. Isaac, I'm going to butcher this name. Mojong. Who's a midfielder from Utah Valley, second round pick. No, I'm going to absolutely butcher this one as well. Stefan GK. Who's a forward from Maryland, and Lasse Kelp, who's a defender from Maryland as well. Both of those were picked up in the 3rd round. So here's a question for you. Do you still see much value in the super draft?
No.
That was a nice, easy answer.
I wish there was, but what sucks about the super draft is that a lot of these players don't end up turning out to be, year-over-year players. You see them for like a year, 2 years, and then they're out of the league.
Yeah.
They're forced to retire.
I think we're seeing that with
bad things.
Possibly with Jacob Murrell, who we got through the super draft as well. The previous year. Came with a good record from when he was at Annapolis Blues, but that's quite a low tier, unfortunately, and doesn't really translate into Major League Soccer.
I hope he breaks out this year.
I mean, I would love to see him break out.
Mm-hmm.
Every player, I would love to see them break out, especially when he scored that bicycle against Chicago.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Or
Goal of the
scored
season
against U.S. Open Cup too. He was scoring goals.
Yeah, but he's just a little bit off the pace when it comes to MLS. So yeah, fingers crossed. They'll all be brilliant signings, but I'm under no illusions that it'll probably just be Markovic who'll turn out to be decent.
Yeah,
and thankfully he doesn't hit the salary cap either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about in terms of the signings?
Nothing really.
Yeah.
Covered everything.
Yeah. Probably I've got it on the list, but we probably should talk about the preseason. I completely forgot about talking about that. However, if you go on the MLS website, there's nothing about it. Is it Coachella?
Yeah.
Valley Tournament.
Coachella Valley Invitational.
That's the one. Yeah, so we've got that coming up, which they'll never broadcast or stream or do anything because it's pre-season. There's plenty of teams in this in the tournament. You've got Austin, Charlotte, ourselves, Chicago, LA, the 2 LA teams, Minnesota, New York City, Portland, San Jose, Sporting Kansas, St. Louis City, and then you got the NWSL teams as well for the female side. I think you mentioned earlier, we're up against Portland for the first game. That is a 2:30 p.m. Pacific time kickoff next on the 7th of February, so still a little while away yet. And then a few days later, we're up against Minnesota, and that's it.
Yeah, no, and then you're missing one. We got February 14th. We got St. Louis City, but they haven't announced a time for that one yet.
Right, okay. I'm just on the web on the Coachella Valley International.com invitational.com website. So yeah, it's only got 4 games listed for the 14th. Buy passes. How much does it cost to get a pass? MLS Day 3. Get your tickets. How much are you going to charge people? It's Ticketmaster, AXS. So if you want to head over to Coachella,
just fly out.
Yeah, fly out there. I'll fly out.
Yeah.
The general admission areas is $43 starting from. However, if you want a VIP ticket, $250.
Wow.
To see pre-season matches.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Why would you even do that?
That's what our suite prices cost at Howdy. Like to sit at the club seats.
So you got to see an actual regular season match for the same price as you can go and see a preseason match.
Yeah, but at least at the club you get, beer, drinks.
Yeah. But this is a full day.
Oh, okay.
So you do get to see a few matches. So yeah, if you spread it across the different matches, this is for for day 3, and there's 4 matches according to the schedule anyway. So it works out what 60, just under 60, $63 a match. That's not that bad.
It's not bad. It's all day too.
Yeah. So yeah, it could be worse, but it could be a damn sight better. Yeah. So yeah, so we got that. Have we announced any other preseason matches?
Say again?
Have we announced any other preseason matches? I don't think we have we? I think it's just the Coachella stuff.
No, yeah, I think that's all we have for preseason.
Yeah.
According to at least DC United. That's all they're giving us.
Yeah, and then we start the actual season off on the 22nd, on the 21st of February. I'm looking at, it says the 22nd, but that's because it's kicking off at 12:30 a.m. my time. So that was against Philadelphia Union. Then we're up against Austin for the great kickoff time for me. 7:30 p.m. in Austin. What a time. What a time to be alive. And then it's a 9:30 p.m. kickoff against Inter Miami. So it just gets better. And then we have that's the Inter Miami Chicago Fire. 12:30 p.m. That's on the 14th or 15th of March, depending on where you live. And then followed by the game against Atlanta to close out March on the 21st at 11:30 p.m. for me. So that'll be what? Oh, hang on. Is that a 6:30 p.m. for you?
7:30.
7:30. Okay. That's where the time difference happens, where one of us has changed our times and one of us hasn't. So I think that's where you guys will have gone forward an hour.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But
Yeah,
we haven't. Yeah. So we do ours in the last weekend of the month. So that'll be interesting. Oh, I'm so looking forward to those kickoffs. There's a lot better timings wise, and then the last couple of games are actually of the season. Last 3 games are before midnight for me, which is nice. Which is very nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
2 o'clock before.
New York City in May, first game in May, is an 8 p.m. kickoff for me. So that's going to be what, 3 p.m. 3. Whoa. Is that a Saturday? Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff?
That's early.
That's getting English. that is proper English style. Wow. Well done, MLS. Another thing we probably should talk about as well is the new calendar that's coming in. I mean, for me, I'm disappointed by it because I enjoy having that little break in the English season where I can just then focus on MLS, and it's like a little gateway drug to something different. But now it's starting to get a little bit the same as what we've got over here. But I understand why. It marries up, and we're not missing out on internationals and things like that, and the transfer windows can be a bit better aligned. So I get it from that aspect. But I'm interested to see what you think, especially coming from the other side of the ponds, and the whole winter scenario as well, because weather is much more extreme. You've got wider extremes than you do over here. It's all the same. It's just pissing down with rain in the winter. So we know what we're getting. But America, you've got a wider range of climates.
Yeah, they said they're going to take, I believe, like a month off, 2 months off. I forget. But I know we're taking that break to kind of, fill that winter gap. But, I agree. I think like I think we have to get a line, but I'm curious to see how that's going to actually work with viewership. Having to compete with NFL, college football, things like that. But I mean, I hope it doesn't affect it at all. Considering that the World Cup's coming,
Yeah.
so that should be a big push too, to hopefully grow MLS, right? I mean,
Yeah. That's it. It's what impact this World Cup is going to have. And again, it's one of those things where I think me and you will have different viewpoints on what that impact of the World Cup is going to look like, because it's obviously in your home nation. It's going to impact you a lot more from that aspect. But from my perspective, I hear all the news about insane ticket prices, the political side of things as well, how it's impacting some nations being able to bring supporters over, or the inability to be able to do that. Um, is that something that is kind of that you hear about, and does that actually have a major impact on you guys over there?
yeah. I mean, so we applied, I think, 3 times for ticket prices. The first round, one of our buddies actually got like an allocation. And it's weird how they do it. So you
Yeah.
get the allocation, but you can buy up to 40 tickets.
40.
So 40, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that was round one. So that was kind of a shock to us because we're like, well, we just want 3 tickets to the US game, right? In Seattle.
Yeah.
That's all we need. So we hit her up to get those tickets and it just didn't work out. But
Yeah.
yeah, probably because of scalpers, right? And that's why ticket prices are raising because FIFA let people get 40 tickets for some reason.
Yeah.
But I think they learned their lesson because this recent round that just ended, you had to put your credit card down and stuff. So hopefully we'll get them this time. But everything else is booked, hotel, flight. So I'm going no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, even if you don't get your ticket, you just go to enjoy the fan zones and just soak in the atmosphere.
Mhm.
I mean, I've unfortunately not been and experienced a World Cup match, so I'm a little bit jealous from that aspect. But I have experienced the World Cup from different sports, so rugby. When we had the Rugby World Cup over here in 2015, right now, that's 11 years ago now. I went to the fan zones because one of the stadiums that had the games is actually just down the road, like 20 minutes away. So we could just go down to Gloucester Keys, experience the fan zones, just bringing the atmosphere. And I was lucky enough to actually go to 2 games. So got to go see a smaller game at Gloucester, which was fantastic. We were able to travel down on the bus, come back same day. Absolutely brilliant. But we also went to Wembley as well for one of the games. That was just
Electric, right?
it was
Yeah.
wild. And it was I don't know. Do you know much about rugby?
No, I don't know
No.
really anything.
Fair enough. So this is more for the listeners out there, but I got to go and see the New Zealand All Blacks go and play, and they do the haka, so they do the warrior dance, and we're in Wembley Stadium, which is obviously massive, 90,000 seat stadium. We're like 3 rows from the back, so all we can see is just these little tiny dots on the pitch, but the whole stadium just goes completely silent. You can hear a pin drop, and then you just hear the whole haka clear as day. Even though we're right at the back, it was just absolutely something else. But just the atmosphere, the adrenaline, the enjoyment of a World Cup match, whatever sport it is just it's something else. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm a little bit jealous, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what legacy it leaves behind, because obviously you had the '94 World Cup, which led to MLS forming and being where we are today. So it'll be
Mhm.
interesting to see what this one does and see how that affects the next 30 years. Hopefully,
Hopefully good.
hopefully good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully
right?
bigger investments in the league and better quality players, better stadia. Because I don't think there's been any, apart from some pitch changes, has there been much investment in stadia?
I don't know.
I don't think there has been, which is good because that means it's cost a lot less to host it. Huh. Well, don't think it really has because all the infrastructure's there.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just little things.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, so it's one of the things that has to happen is it has to be on proper grass.
hmm
So, and that's something I would love to see across all of MLS's proper grass
hmm
rather than what we call AstroTurf, which I think you guys just call it turf.
yeah.
What we call turf is grass over here. So I remember when I first started doing this and talking about stuff, and I had some people on there talking about turf, and I'm like, "What, grass?" And they're like, "No, fake pictures." I'm like, "Oh, Astro." And I'm like, "What?" Great terminologies, good
Yep.
confusion, but we all got there in the end. Cool. Right. Next thing we should probably talk about is questions that have been sent in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Cool. Right. I mean, the first question has been actually just shown on screen this entire episode because I forgot to switch it off. But it's from Richard and it's what position type, not just position, but position type, would you like to see DCU add? What do you reckon, Ryan?
I think we need a center back, kind of like we talked about it before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Type, I would say. I don't really know kind of what type we need because we've kind of had that bigger center back, right, with like a Bartlett, and it just maybe he was just not this guy I wanted, but I feel like he just wasn't the best. So just something other than that, really. Because I
Yeah.
think I don't know. We have speed on the wing backs to where they can track back and stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, even though we do have that, I would like to see a ball playing centre back, one that can actually drive through the pitch. Um, I know, just watched Middlesbrough play tonight just before we recorded this, and we had Malanda who used to play for Charlotte, and watching him play, him actually progressing through the pitch as well. He's been brilliant for us, a fantastic signing. Um, that's the kind of player I don't think we've had that in quite well ever. I don't think we've actually had that type of play where they can start from the back and actually work their way through the pitch. It's always been a case that they've been your traditional centre
like
backs.
Bobby Boswell, center back, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, your Bobby Boswells, your Birnbaums
hmm
as well, where they've just been kind of fairly big guys, towering centre backs, um, good in the air, not someone who can help
Like dynamic.
progress. Yeah, we just need someone
Yeah.
who can help progress the play up. Because if you're going to play this high press style of play, you need that kind of player. You need that. It all starts from the back,
hmm
and you need someone who's going to bring that forward, bring the play forward. So for me, that would be the type of player I would want to see. But I also want to see um, true like a number 10, or a playmaker, someone
Yeah.
a Lucho Acosta. I don't think we're supposed to be Pirani, but he's very hot and cold. We're
Yeah.
just
He
not.
flashes.
Yeah, we see towards the end of last season, he started to come good. He was scoring
hmm
quite regularly, and we saw that the previous year, towards the end of the season, he started to come good. Now I don't know whether that's just the fact that you might think if I start playing well towards the end of the season, I might get a transfer, but we need someone there who can do that consistently. So for me, a ball playing centre back or a playmaker who's going to bring that little bit of magic and get double digit assists in the season.
Yeah, get us some chances up top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got these two DP forwards. They're going to need some kind of service.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm glad we've kept Peglow because I think he could actually be a really good player this year. We saw again glimpses of him last year, playing quite well. I think he'll come good this year. One player I wish we got rid of though, Stroud.
Yeah, completely agree.
Last
He's
year
just
was
efficient.
abysmal. No goal contributions at all. Yeah.
But you know who stepped up though, who I really enjoyed was Kojima.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah,
He was
just
a
a
lot of fun.
workhorse. You can put him anywhere, and he would just work his ass off, right? And he was fun to
Yeah.
watch. He
Yeah.
could be getting killed, and he was just constantly working. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he's going to bring this year.
Yeah. It will be very, very good. Cool. Let's move on to the next one, which is which new player gives you the most hope for the upcoming season? Which new player? I'm going to go for Barraza. I think I've not seen much in the press about this particular signing. It's kind of gone. We made the signing, and then it's kind of just gone quiet, a little bit under the radar. Not much noise about it. But you look at his record last year. It was a great record. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. I think we will get a lot of good out of him, and yeah, I think as long as he gets a service, yeah, he brings me hope.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the new draft pick here, Nicola.
Oh,
I'm excited. Yeah, right.
yeah,
Um, I think there's chances for him, especially him being a center back, right? And us really needing a center back.
yeah,
I think there's a lot of upside. So, I'm hoping he just kills it this year, right? And hopefully gets that starting role.
yeah. I think if it was going to take existing players, it would be either Peglow or potentially Tubbs. I've got a lot of time for Tubbs because me, you, and Tubbs, me, you, and the other co-host were talking last week about it, and it reminds me a lot of Donovan Pines, and I loved Donny Pines. He was on the show a few times. Bit short compared to me. I don't think I've told you how big I am, have I?
Mm-mm.
I'm 6'10". Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
wow.
Just honestly, ask the other co-host because they've met me last time I was out in DC. But yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's
literally,
awesome.
yeah. I think Pines is like 6'5", and then yeah, it's just like sure, but yeah, it's 6'10". There's I would love to come back out again at some point. Probably not going to be this year. I don't think
Mhm.
because I would love to do this again. I did last time I was out. We did a podcast whilst we were out there, and that was
That's probably sick.
incredible. We did it at the Screaming Eagles tailgate.
Oh yeah.
And it was just so I'm kind of going off on a little bit of a tangent, but we started doing the show, literally broadcasting live, and a few minutes in, we were on by the river. Door opens up. Devin McTavish just rocks up. Oh, all right. So, unfortunately, Ryan has had some technical issues and is unfortunately unable to join us for the rest of the episode, but that doesn't mean we can't carry on. I will recap. My hope for the season is going to be Type Aribo. Ryan's was Nikola Markovic. So let's move on to the next question, which is least surprising off-season news. Well, is there a least surprising off-season news? I'm not sure. I don't think there's been. I think probably the least surprising is the fact that we're not really surprised by a huge amount. I don't know what we can. I don't know how to answer this one really because I saw this question come in from Kim, and yeah, it was a bit of a. I genuinely did not know how to take this. The least surprising off-season news is, I think the fact that we didn't keep Benteke, I don't think that was a surprise to anyone. Yeah, I genuinely don't know how to answer that one. I don't think there's been much that we've been surprised by. I think the only thing we've been surprised by is the fact that we've broken our club season record, our club record, that is. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's been that much that has been surprising. So I don't think there's really much to answer on that one, I'm afraid, Kim. Sorry. Last question, which is from my good friend Brett. Where's new mugs? Well, you'll have to find out soon. I will go ahead and I will design some new mugs for you. Let you know when those are out, and I will see if I can do a new range of merch. We've got existing merch already on DCUK.com. Please do go and check that out. It's always good. Some Adidas stuff on there, which is great. They're incredibly good quality. I'm normally not wearing any of it tonight, but yeah, do go check it out. It is awesome. So do please purchase some. That would be lovely. Yeah, do come and follow DC United Kingdom over on Instagram. It's DCUKFC. And X, I don't know whether that's going to be sticking around for us in the UK, but DCUnikedKingdom.com. If you want to join the Discord, please let me know. That's where the new chat is going to be. So all the stuff, all the breaking news, everything that's going to happen with the podcast, that will be announced there first. Do subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be bringing the watch-alongs along again for this year. Ryan, who will be joining us for those as well as our other co-hosts as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Season 8 of the DCUK Podcast with one of our new co-hosts. And I hope you come and enjoy the ride for 2026. Like I say, subscribe. If you're listening to this on Apple or even Spotify, please do leave a little rating and a review as well. It's always good to see and hear those. And yeah, until next time, Vamos United.